I probably don't have to tell you, but 2024 was a crazy year. Maybe personally for some of you, but definitely in the 2024 real estate market, it has been absolutely crazy. No one would have expected that rates stayed up as high as they did for as long as they did. And we were looking at a banner year in real estate heading into 2024. We had just gotten past what we thought were the all-time highs of interest rates, and we really thought they'd be headed down. But the Fed had different plans and didn't start getting to those cuts until later this year. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley. From new construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to new things coming here to the Valley, I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here before you make the move. Thanks for tuning in today. Let's dive in. Let's start off with the big one we all want to know about. What the heck is going to happen with mortgage rates in 2025? Well, the good news is here towards the end of the year, the Fed started to cut those rates. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know that the Fed funds rate is not directly tied to mortgage rates. However, it does have some influence, and those mortgage rates actually tend to kind of follow what happens with the Fed funds rate. Well, it hasn't exactly happened that way here towards the end of the year, but as we approach the very end of 2024, there is another Fed meeting that is going to bring another rate cut to the Fed funds rate, and that should start to give some influence to those mortgage rates heading into 2025. Now, the good news is there are more rate cuts scheduled, so we will start to see that Fed funds rate throughout 2025 start to fall. But that does not mean you're going to see overnight success where rates suddenly drop. What we typically see leading up to each of those meetings is the anticipation of what's going to happen at those meetings already starts to have an impact on those mortgage rates. We're going to start to see them slowly falling a little bit as we get closer to each one of those meetings that we're expecting a rate cut. And then depending on what the Fed comes out to say post rate cut, that's exactly what happens to those mortgage rates. They start to jump up or down based off of the positivity or the negativity as far as numbers for inflation and all of those pieces. So slow movements as far as interest rates go. Now, my prediction is with those rate cuts, we could see rates get into the mid 5% range at some point next year. And so that is really good news for home buyers. We've all been struggling with affordability here. It's really difficult for first-time home buyers, and people that currently own homes don't want to sell their house because they're locked into a really great interest rate and don't want to give it up. But Bankrate recently did a survey that said that most people would feel comfortable making a move if rates were under that 6% mark. So we're really expecting that to be the magic number that really starts to spark some additional activity in the real estate market. For rates, those lower rates could bring a boom of activity to the real estate market in 2025. So now let's talk about total home sales. Let's talk about the amount of transactions that will actually happen here in 2025. As we close out the year 2024, home sales are expected to hit 4.7 million home sales. And so that is a lower number from 2019 to 2022 and just slightly higher than 2023. So 4.7 million as we close out 2024. Now, according to the National Association of Realtors, what we are predicting for next year as we roll into 2025 is 5.4 million home sales in 2025. That's a significant boost. It would be significantly higher than we have seen in some years, and that is all due to exactly what we were just talking about, the interest rates. As soon as we get some relief there, people are going to start coming back into the market, things will be more affordable, and more sales activity will happen. So while that may sound better to you as a buyer, rates will get better, there's potentially more transactions, which means more for you to choose from. It actually could mean that as those rates come down, you're facing even more competition as things begin to get more affordable. So be careful there. Don't wait too long for those interest rates to drop because you could be facing a ton of competition towards the end of 2025. Now let's move on to home prices. I know everybody wants more affordable homes, but it's not going to happen for the home prices in 2025. Rates will get better, but prices are headed up as you would expect. More buyers means higher prices. So the US average is 3% increase in home prices year over year, and we're expecting just a little bit more than that as we head into 2025. That number is expected to be 3.1% increase in home prices through the end of the year. If you're in Southern California and watching this video because you love the Temecula Valley, you can expect more like 5 to 5.5% appreciation on those homes just due to the extra demand that we have here in our area. So rates will be headed down, but prices will be headed up. And I bet at the end of the day, if you run those numbers, it's going to be just about a wash for you in what your monthly payment may end up for. So if you're looking at, I'm going to wait for rates to drop, be really careful there, because you could end up with a higher price, which puts you at about the same payment as what you could have got today with a little bit less competition before things really start to heat up. So prices are on the rise, rates on the way down, and more activity in the market. So what does all this mean for you if you are in the Temecula Valley, whether you live here now or you're looking to make a purchase in the future? Well, I say it all the time. We live in an area that is surrounded by counties that are 30% more expensive. We've got LA, Orange County, San Diego County that surround our area. Those are all 30% more expensive. What happens when home prices get higher? People get priced out of those areas and they end up seeking affordability. Where do they head? They end up in the Temecula Valley. We see transplants from San Diego, Orange County, LA all day long here. I can almost guarantee you when we do an open house, at least 75% of them are going to be from out of the area. So people start to move in here. That puts upward pressure even more on our local prices. So as we see things start to rise up, like I said, the national average is gonna be about 3.1% appreciation, but we could see even more than that here in the Temecula Valley just because of that increased demand as people start to come here. Now, we also have a ton of pent-up demand here in our area. We just have not been keeping up with the building in our area. We're actually about 5 to 10 years behind on our building according to population growth. So we have a massive inventory shortage here. While it might not feel like that at times, we just don't have enough homes for people. And as soon as those rates start to come down, there's gonna be a mass exodus of those people from rentals, from apartments, all of that to try to get into the real estate market as soon as they can. And that could further exacerbate our pricing problem here in the area, which will drive up those prices pretty aggressively. So my advice to you, if you are a buyer looking to make a purchase in 2025 in the Temecula Valley, I think you need to act pretty quickly. If you can catch it at the tail end of 2024, great. Or if you can get it really early on in 2025, that's even better. Now, I typically say the best time to buy a house was yesterday. The next best time is today. Yesterday, the prices were better. Today, they're a little bit higher, but going into the future, they're just gonna continue to rise. Guys, we see that time over time. They don't drop. The 2008 crash was an anomaly. If you look at a 30-year history of housing prices, quit waiting for the market to crash. It's not happening. And even if it did, you're not going to compete with all the cash that's going to hit the market anyways. So just get your foot in the door. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret that decision. Now, if you're a home seller, great news. Home prices are on the way up. If you're looking to cash out of here and get out of the place, that's fine. You've got a really good opportunity to cash out on some massive equity, especially as those rates start to slide down. Now, it also means that if you're a homeowner and you're looking to stay put here in the area, you're going to build up some massive equity. And I am a huge proponent for tapping into that equity to do other investments. Don't just let it sit there. If you're sitting on $400,000 or $500,000 worth of equity, there is so much more you can be doing with that. Investing in other real estate assets, I can show you how to do it. I do it myself. That's how I've built my real estate investment portfolio. So even if you're staying here in the area, I would love to chat with you, to talk with you about what you can do to reinvest that money and really start to magnify your wealth portfolio. So that's it for our 2025 housing predictions for the Temecula Valley. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. Leave a comment below about any questions you have about moving to the Temecula Valley or living in the Temecula Valley. And as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. If you are interested in more information about what we have talked about and touched on here today, go ahead and find the Zoom link in the description, schedule a call with my team, and we would be happy to navigate those waters with you to show you exactly what you can do, whether it's a purchase, a sale, a refinance to go buy some rental properties. We'd love to help walk you through that and guide you through the real estate journey that you're on. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time.